Welcome to Eager Little Beavers. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Raising Them Right. I'm your host Almas, and today we're exploring something that affects every family: parenting styles. You see, psychologists say that there are 4 main ways parents raise their kids, and recently a 5th has been added. Now you may ask, what's the 5th one? You see, each one of those parenting styles shapes children in very different ways. Let's walk through some of them with some real-life examples to try and get a bigger picture of them all. The first one is authoritarian parenting. Now, authoritarian parenting is like the strict my way or the highway approach. Parents set firm rules, demand obedience, and rarely ask for the child's input. Imagine a little girl named Sarah. When she cries, she's told to stop. If she talks back, she's punished. If she forgets chores, her playtime is taken away. Sarah grows up obedient, but she also learns to suppress her own emotions, her feelings. And later in life, she may look like she's living the perfect life for her family and society, but inside, she's got this crippling anxiety. She struggles to figure out what she truly wants. Style number 2 is permissive parenting. You see, on the other end, we have permissive parenting. These parents are warm and loving, but there's one thing: they don't set limits. Now, that might sound interesting, but take Peter, for example. He gets ice cream whenever he asks for, and if he refuses to walk, he's carried. Bedtime, forget it. He plays until he falls asleep. Peter grows up believing that the world should bend to his wishes. But as he gets older, he struggles with boundaries, loses easily, and often acts without actually thinking or considering others. What do you think about that? Number 3 is authoritative parenting. You see, with this parenting style, the approach is usually one where research praises the most. These parents combining warmth with structure. Arthur, for example, he can play with his toys freely, but he's expected to clean up. Ice cream is for Sundays and only on Sundays. Screen time is limited. You see, when rules cause conflict, his parents listen to him and explain their reasoning and also come up with the solution. And then they set fair boundaries. You see, Arthur grows up confident, resilient, and he's able to express his opinions respectfully. He's not judged by them. Number 4 is neglectful parenting. This is often the one that is the most saddest one. Those parents were absent emotionally and also physically. Nora, for example, grows up in such an environment. She has freedom with no support or affection. She begins to feel like nothing she does really does matter. And as she gets older, she struggles to trust others. She feels insecure in relationships and she sees herself in a negative light. To cope, she sometimes shuts down emotionally, and it's often really hard to understand what she's really feeling. And then comes the 5th one, the over-involved parent. The over-involved parent is usually like, it's like the newer one. It's the one often termed as the helicopter parent or the snowplow parent. These parents are always hovering over their children. They are moving, they're clearing obstacles, and they're micromanaging their kids' lives. The intention is to protect, but often what happens, the result is often the opposite. These children grow up avoiding problems, they avoid tough challenges, they lack perseverance, and sometimes they even rebel by procrastinating on those hard, difficult tasks. It's worth noting that most of what we know about parenting styles comes from studies in the US and Europe, and often based on self-reporting. But the general lesson holds true across cultures. The healthiest outcomes usually come from balancing warmth and also structure. The psychologist Diana Baumrind, who introduced these styles, she basically summed it up best. Good parenting requires both demandingness and responsiveness. And as Maria Montessori advised, never help a child with a task at which he feels that he can succeed. So if your child wants to tie their own shoelaces, let them do it. Even if it takes a bit longer to get to your destination, they can do it because they feel they can do it. So what should we do? Should parents stick to one style or adapt depending on the situation? Basically, that's something for you guys to decide on. But one thing's for sure, neglect and abuse are never options. Thank you so much for listening and good luck. Thank you for watching. Remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more interesting and informative parental support.